Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alternative Jargon episode number 51. Cheers to yet another guest episode. I believe this is our fifth or sixth guest episode. The woman sitting to my left or your right, whatever it may be, that's my sister Meg Ronan. Meg,
hi.
Say hi to everybody out there.
Hi to everybody out there.
Now, Meg has been asking to be on the podcast basically since its inception, but life happens, things get in the way. But 3 years after the first episode, she's finally here. It only took 37 months to get her on the podcast. We just got back from Spirit Halloween. It is back in session. Like last week I said, there's a chill breeze in the air. We're here. It's time. But we were discussing the downgrade of Spirit Halloween over the years. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that and how it's gotten worse, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just remember going, as a kid, and it seemed like an event to go to Spirit Halloween, like you were saying earlier. It was had an ambiance. You'd walk in, the lights were dimmed, you had the big creatures that pop out at you. But now it's just kind of it's not as special. I don't know if that's getting older or if it's just gone downhill, but it's not the same.
Did you know there is a cult following of people that collect the Spirit Halloween animatronics?
I did not. They do change every year, though, so...
Yeah, so apparently there's collectors. I stumbled across Spirit Halloween TikTok animatronic For You page last year, whatever you want to call it. Because you remember the whole Lewis? I am not a jack-o'-lantern. My name is Lewis. Do you remember that?
Nope.
So that exploded last year. Basically, this sassy jack-o'-lantern. But then it led me down a wormhole. And there are people that are like, this is the 2013 Reagan McNeil Exorcist. The head spins on this one 2 degrees further than the 2010 version. And only 5,000 were made. Very, very intricate community. That just goes to show you that there's something for everything out there.
There's a niche for everyone.
There is. And the whole Spirit Halloween thing about how it's gotten, I guess, less exciting over the years. Do you think... Because I feel like we talk about that with so many things now. Mm-hmm. So much stuff, whether it's stores or TV shows, movies. Do you think that it's actually gone down in quality, or do you think we've just grown up?
I feel like it's probably both. As we've grown up, things lose their magic. Whether that's up to growing up or, literally losing magic because Santa's not real. Stuff like that.
Whoa.
Sorry for the spoiler.
Whoa. We'll cut that. Sorry, folks. We're going to cut that. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, it's probably just growing up, too. I don't know. When you're a kid, Halloween is this huge thing. You look forward to it. What are you going to be? I still like to dress up and stuff, but it's not as big of a thing. It's I don't know. You also don't get the free candy. You're not trick-or-treating, so... Yeah.
There's a I would say there are a minority of people that think that if you're over the age of 18 and you still dress up that you're a loser.
Nah.
It's fun. I completely reject that because unless you are a Disney adult and you're...
Watch out. You're going to piss off the wrong crowd.
Well, if you're a Disney adult, unsubscribe. We'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I think it's still fun. It just depends on how far you go.
Yeah.
If you're, I don't know.
Because there's a fine line between dressing up at Halloween and doing cosplay. Nothing against that because it does look like it could be fun, but it's like you said, how much are you gonna commit to the bit?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about jam bands. So.
Oh no.
you have been really into jam band genre. Is that that's the genre? I would say...
I guess so, because, I guess a jam band, I don't know. I don't know that much about it, to be honest, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But it's just, they, go on to do, extended jams that, aren't really practice or anything. So I think there's a lot of different varieties of jam bands. There's some that are more rock and roll. There are some that are more, I don't know, different genres of it. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot. I don't want to speak for the whole thing.
Yeah, I would say you know more than me and more than most people, though. And they did just have Dead and Company in the Vegas Sphere. And I saw comments under that video that said, man, I can't wait until the Vegas Sphere gets a real band to actually get in here. There's a lot of jam band haters.
Yeah.
A lot of people do not like it for whatever reason. I mean, personally, myself, I'm not that into it. I haven't really checked it out too much, so I can't speak on it. But that it seems to me like that community is so peaceful and they just do their own thing. So the fact that there's hate on it surprises me, because I feel like usually if there's hate, there's some warrant. But in this case, I didn't really see a warrant for the arrest.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like any group of people, you're going to have like some that kind of can give it a bad rap every once in a while. But for the most part, I've been to like a lot of Dogs in a Pile shows, and I've always had a good time there. Like, everyone's usually pretty chill. Nothing crazy has ever really happened. Now, like I said, I've only been to like a handful of jam band shows or whatever, so I can't speak for every act, but I don't know. It's kind of just like everything else. Like, people that just there to have a good time. They're not trying to cause trouble or anything. So
correct me if I'm wrong, but back when Grateful Dead was still all together, still a thing, there were people that would like travel with them.
Oh yeah, like they'd travel and go to every one of their shows in a row. Like, they just hit the road living out of vans and stuff.
I've heard this too. I mean, I kind of believe it, but I also kind of don't. Is that, would you say that those people were hippies?
I think in some capacity, yeah. I mean, everyone's kind of got this idea in their head of what a hippie would look like. So it's just how it matches up what people think. But definitely more free-spirited people weren't subscribing to the 9-to-5 lifestyle, or, oh, you have to buy a house or have the white picket fence kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I can't speak for all hippies, but I have heard this. It's not even a counter-argument. I guess just a critique of hippie culture from the 60s and beyond is that a lot of the hippies back then just had rich parents that funded all of their everything. Mm-hmm. And they were kind of the opposite of everything they stood for. What do you think of that? Because that's something I've heard, and I feel like hippie culture is still very relevant today. And that's a big critique on that. And how much of that do you believe to be true?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know a lot of old hippies or anything like that, but I feel like a big part of the time period was kind of like sticking it to the man, sticking it to your parents. So even if you had like grown up in a normal, you know, slightly upper class, middle class family, like you were still out doing that stuff, even if it was just to piss off your parents. Not that it was like that for everyone, obviously, but it was kind of just like, screw you, I'm going to do what I want. I'm not going to play by the rules or what's expected of me. So
yeah, and then I think a lot of those hippies eventually turned out to be yuppies as well, kind of flip-flopped. They went the complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
From free spirit, stick it to the man, to, you know, when does my new Amex card come in the mail? This one's going to be metal.
Titanium.
Yeah.
Engraved.
They went from why can I not think of it? What's the chick's name from Forrest Gump?
Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny. They went from Jenny to Patrick Bateman.
That's true. She was like a nurse.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I could rant about Jenny all night long.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's a double-edged.
Hard to watch.
It's hard to watch, and I understand she grew up in a bad home, but so did Forrest didn't grow up in a bad home, but Forrest was just not blessed with genetics. Let's just keep it at that.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, the way that she treated him throughout that movie, it's like, Forrest, I know you just took off my bra, but you've got to go. Like, oh my...
Yeah,
Jenny just infuriated me.
Well, like you said, she did have a less than stellar childhood, like, from what we were shown. It was not a great way to be brought up. I don't know. It comes like, it's like, do you want to be better? You know, like, you recognize that's what you came from, but you want to be better than that and not take it out on the people around you that are providing you that support and love that you weren't given from your parental figure.
Well, you know, I can sleep rest assured at night that Jen A is a fictional character. So,
yep.
Phenomenal actress, the same actress that was in House of Cards as the wife of Mr. Underwood. Have you seen that series? Phenomenal series. anyone who I think is getting deep into politics, whether as a career or as a hobby, I think should just watch that show, because basically everything that you see in that show is not a dramatization. So, Kevin Spacey, famous actor.
I'm sure I'd know him if I saw him.
American Beauty guy, and then they found out he's a rapist. Like everyone in Hollywood.
I was going to say, it happens pretty frequently.
But phenomenal actor. But basically, it's just about DC, and he starts out as the majority whip in Congress, and then he's a complete sociopath, crazy guy.
Sounds good.
Like everyone in DC, and then eventually he becomes the president of the United States. I haven't seen the whole series, but really, really good. He literally kills people he pushes his mistress into the subway. She gets run over.
Well, she can't talk then.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Exactly. He. Whenever he's president,
I don't condone pushing people into subways. By the way.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You heard it here first. I condone it. Just kidding. But he also, whenever he's the president, I think. Don't quote me on this because I saw the clip on YouTube. All right. He is the president, and he takes a trip to his father's grave as a memorial. It's a thing that CNN and Fox can post that makes him look good. Mm-hmm. He visited his father's grave today, and remembrance. And in the scene, he pees on his father's grave and says, "They're gonna remember me more than you." Basically, F you.
That's real nice.
Yeah. So
something to work for.
If I would say, if you're getting into politics, watch that show. Take notes. And
don't need poli-sci classes. Just watch.
Yeah,
what's it called? House of Cards?
And then get out of politics. Just kidding. It's a joke. No, it's not. It's a joke. But anyway.
Hashtag joke.
Yeah. I'm sitting here watching the Roku screen.
Yeah, it's kind of distracting. Not gonna
it's
lie.
Very distracting. Some of these guys need to turn their high beams off, but there is a Diet Coke can that keeps going by every minute or so.
Really?
Yeah, we just had the opportunity to try the new Coca-Cola Creations Oreo flavor yesterday. What did you think about it? I mean, I already heard what you thought, but for the people at home, the three watching, what were your thoughts?
Hello, three people. No, I've tried the Coke vanilla before, and I wasn't a fan. It's just that fake artificial Coke flavor or vanilla flavor. It's basically what it was with the Oreo. I didn't like it.
I agree. I had a lot of vanilla hints. There wasn't a whole lot of chocolate in there.
Yeah.
But I guess are Oreos chocolate?
Well, the cookie part, yeah. Some sort of cacao thing.
There's so much food in this godforsaken country that you just can't put a name to, that you eat it and you go, that tastes like the brand name. But if you are asked, what does that taste like? It tastes like an Oreo.
Okay, well, what flavor is Swedish Fish? Is it cherry or strawberry?
It's Swedish Fish.
I feel like it is more cherry. I don't know.
I don't know, but it's like crack. And
yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's the same flavor as the red Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, they just don't have the sour thing on them. Yeah. Probably made by the same company.
Probably.
I would assume. But that is very interesting, because if you say, what does Coca-Cola taste like?
Coca-Cola?
Hell if I know.
Yeah.
To be honest. It tastes like Coca-Cola. I think they were the pioneers of cola, so I guess they have an excuse that cola tastes like cola.
Yeah.
But still, you should be able, in my opinion, to maybe take a sip of something, take a bite of something, go, that tastes like insert something that comes from the earth.
We're way past that point.
Oh, we are so past it, and I can't get enough. Usually I check the label to make sure there's seed oils and stuff.
They're in everything.
Oh, I know. My diet is very expansive. No, I'm just kidding. But I found this account on TikTok, and Meg, I think you'd like this. I forget the name of the guy, but he always wears a flat brim, 5-panel hat, and he always starts out with every video. He's eating something incredibly unhealthy. He's very skinny. He's in shape and everything, but he starts out the video, and he's like, I don't give a shit if this ice cream has high fructose corn syrup, seed oils, and all types of additives. I used to dip my cigarettes in crack and smoke them on my breaks from work.
I guess that's a step up then.
Yeah, no, and he's very rapidly expanding on TikTok. And
wait, what about that account makes you think I would like it?
Because it's funny. Because he's funny. No, my sister does not smoke cigarettes in crack. Should have put a viewer discretion on this one. No, my sister does not do that. But every video is different. So then the next one, he'll be like, I don't care that these McDonald's chicken nuggets are just pink paste that they put in a deep fryer. I used to drink out of my heroin needle because I wanted the last drop. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly entertaining. Incredibly entertaining. I think some of the most entertaining stuff is like addicts who turned it around.
I mean, that's positive to see too.
Oh no, it is positive, but I think they have some of the greatest stories of all time.
Like, they've been to war,
they have been
not literally, but
it's like
internally,
in their own
kinda,
mind. And good for them. We're so happy for them, obviously, but they have to have great stories because they've been through it all. Mm-hmm. But have you seen Mr. Impulsive on TikTok? He's another guy, ex-addict, that I follow. And he starts off he tells the same story every video, but every time there's a little bit more exaggeration. Mm-hmm. So this guy, he was the manager of an RV dealership, and he became so addicted to alcohol and cocaine that it was like his whole life. It got so bad that his wife killed himself, his dad killed himself, and he's been sober since 7/25/17. I only know that because I've seen his video.
It says the same. It's repetitive.
Yes. Yeah. But he's hustling now, and he's sober, and we're very happy for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Mr. Impulsive, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Impulsive.
Yeah. But now his videos are being used in like edits because all the comments say this guy really needs an intro because his video starts off, I used to snort 2 to 3 8 balls a day and had the 19-year-old secretary snort coke off my dick, and my wife hated and all the comments say, dude, please get an intro.
He needs some sort of warning.
Yeah. But that's how he makes his money. If you can engage someone's,
just by retelling the same story over and over.
If you engage somebody in the first 2 seconds, that's how you make your money on social media nowadays, it seems like. If I went to my Instagram Discover page right now, it would probably be pictures of cats and a couple of memes. What would yours be?
A lot of recipes, I think. Probably some corgis in there. I love corgis. You know that.
Please go on about the corgis.
No, just...
I know you want to rant on the corgis.
I mean, there's not a lot to say. I've wanted a corgi for about a decade at this point. I can't wait. I'm going to wait until I have a house with a yard, though. And I'm not on the 3rd floor of an apartment building. So.
Was it the queen that put you onto the corgis?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when it started. But the love is there.
Okay, so the Chinese Communist Party has infiltrated my sister's brain. No, kidding. But, no, corgis are amazing. And I always see dogs like that, and I think, how in the world did we go from a freaking wolf that will tear your face off?
Because they have such little stumpy legs, too.
Yeah,
like
it's a wiener dog, but twice the size and furry.
Yeah, how do you get little... Were they little wolves?
I don't know. We need a fact checker.
I was going to say, dog people out there, comment below.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do we get wiener dogs and chihuahuas?
Yes. Young Jamie, get on that one. But, so would you for sure go for a corgi? Because they got to be pricey, right?
Well, that's the thing. People are like, adopt, don't shop. I don't know. I'm on a Facebook Adopt a Corgi group, and they are out there. So it is possible. It's just not likely. I'm not against adopting a dog from a shelter, obviously, because there's so many dogs out there that need a home. So it's not like I would only get a corgi. It's just, I don't know. I love them. They're cute. I want one.
Yeah, and every time I hear the whole adopt, don't shop thing, of course I think it's great to save a pet that was neglected or abandoned and stuff like that. But here's my thing. The dogs that you have to buy are alive, too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the theory is, though, like, if you're not buying them, then there's less interest, so they're going to stop breeding them, but...
Yeah. I feel like that falls in the same argument as, like, oh, if you don't use a plastic straw today, then the Earth will get 0.0001% healthier, you know? It's one of those things where it only works if everyone commits, because every rich person is still going to buy the purebred dog.
Yeah.
And there's
always going to be a market for it, because, like, every year, without fail, there's, like, the dog show at Thanksgiving. They happen all year long. Mm-hmm. So people are... And, like, even people like us who don't own dogs, we're going to sit there and watch them because they're cute.
Yeah. And if you watch the dog show, you're part of the problem.
I guess we're supporting viewership.
Yeah. No, just kidding. But, yeah, the pet market is really weird right now. I saw a tweet the other day that said... It said, like, honestly, owning a dog is so yesterday. Like, all they do is slobber. Cat gang, rise up. It had, like 120,000 likes.
Well, that's the cat versus dog argument. People, will go to war over that. I don't see the point. I mean... It's
Israel versus Palestine, but within the household, I feel like.
I guess.
Yeah.
Within the shelter.
There's a cat tree in the corner, and they go, we need to bomb the Gaza Strip over there in the corner. You know, like, it's that type of thing. I don't know which you'd assign to which. I'm not going to get into that. I already said last week on my Instagram story, I want to go on Shark Tank, open a restaurant that sells bagels and Gaza Strip steaks, and let's sign a peace deal and get it done at my restaurant. But, yeah, I do think... I don't know, maybe it's just because the algorithm has been infesting my mind with it for the past year, but I see so much cat stuff, I don't see a lot of dog stuff anymore.
Well, I mean, they cater the For You page to you. So if you're engaging with the cat videos and not the dogs, they're going to feed you more cat videos.
Brick by brick, right?
Yeah.
Brick by brick. I need some mortar in there somewhere. The mortar is the dog videos.
But you're not seeing them.
No, but... I still see some. So the bricks are the cats.
Yeah.
And the mortars are the dogs. I go, there's a dog. Swipe. Mm-hmm. But that was enough mortar to keep it going, I think.
Keep the kingdom from collapsing.
Yeah. To keep building the wall, frankly. But I cannot keep looking at this.
I keep looking at the house outside.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful day outside.
It is. And we're sitting inside.
And we are... sitting in here, breathing rebreathed air and watching the Roku screen. And I think that might be today's American dream. The fact that we can even sit inside and watch the Roku screen right now is a blessing. So I wanted to talk a little bit about... No. Do you have anything? I want to hear what... I feel like I'm dominating conversation right now. I mean,
it is your show. I am a guest.
You said it, not me. Yeah. But there's still a happy birthday banner.
Yeah.
How long has that been there?
2 weeks.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
We used to have our Christmas tree up until about March.
Oh, like growing up?
Yeah.
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 I mean, we could have put, like, some little shamrocks on it or something, but we didn't.
What do you think of the people that go overboard on Christmas lights?
You mean outside or inside?
Outside.
Honestly, I'm all for it. I mean, if your neighbors, like, can't sleep because it's so bright, like, coming in their windows, that might be drawing. You got to draw the line somewhere, but... I don't know. I always like it when people, like, line their windows or the edge of the roof. I just think that looks nice.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm not the biggest fan of the inflatables, I have to admit. I think they're a little easy.
They're a little tacky.
Yeah.
And they get in the way of what could be a beautiful canvas.
Okay, describe your ideal Christmas light setup.
So... It's been a few years since I've driven around and looked at Christmas lights.
People don't put them out as much.
No, thanks Biden.
Yeah.
Thanks Kamala. Thanks Trump.
Thanks PPL.
Yeah, God. Thanks BlackRock. But anyway, I do like the ones that line the house. Having the frame of the house is really nice. If you put up the lasers that you just point at your house and move, just Mr. Ebenezer, get out of town.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
It's better. No, it's not. Is it?
It's still a little festive. It's just, I don't want to call it lazy. I'll call it low maintenance. How about that?
Very, very low maintenance. But, I respect it. Maybe you got like one person you're trying to impress. And you go, I don't need to line the house. I don't need,
It could just be someone who doesn't have the time or the capabilities of doing it too.
Meg, we don't take people's thoughts and feelings into consideration on this show.
Excuse
Why'd
me.
I have her? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Cut.
Yep, that's it, folks. That's it. No, I like the line of the house. I like the icicle ones.
I was just going to say
that
the
come off the
icicles,
gutters.
yeah.
Those, you can't go wrong with those.
No, unless they're the blue light.
Oh, I was
No.
just going to say that. I cannot look at the blue Christmas lights.
Say, good
they
answer.
are cancerous. They look beautiful.
Like the LED. You got to get the warm white light.
Yeah. I will, like the blue one, I have too many thoughts at once. So, the blue ones are beautiful, but I cannot look at them. My other thought that got mixed in there, though, was I saw this thing, and it was like, are you a warm Christmas person or a cold Christmas person? So, warm Christmas is like yellow lights and gold balls on the tree. And then
like red wrapping paper.
Yeah, and then cold Christmas is like blue with icicles and snowflakes. Which one are you?
Warm, 100%.
I think I'm a mixture of both. You can't have both at once, though. It doesn't work. If you put up a tree with warm lights and then blue balls,
Nah.
what are you laughing about?
Nothing. Just imagining how terrible that would look.
It doesn't work with blue balls.
Anyways. No, definitely a warm. I don't know, because it's like you want to feel cozy inside and stuff.
Yeah.
Looking at the pretty tree. And
Yeah. Maybe if you really wanted to be like a diverse household, you go warm inside, cold outside.
I was going to say, unless you live in like Florida or something. Florida.
Yeah. Florida. So, yeah, you want people to look at your lights, but you want them to be just cold-blooded and heartless enough to say, keep it moving, pal.
Yeah.
Take a picture and hit the gas.
What do you think of the lights that go to music?
I feel like, ironically, those used to work better back in the day. Every time I've been to a light show that's supposed to be synced up in the past decade, they never are quite right.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some people try to do that, but they don't have enough lights. So, like, they're only hitting, like, every, like, fifth note or something in the song. So it just kind of looks a little sporadic instead of, like, actually, like, synced up,
Yeah. Do you remember the movie where they put so many Christmas lights up that they could see it from space? What was that movie?
Is that the one with Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only actor I remember from that, because I remember him, like, waddling around
That
and
one
stuff.
blonde woman who has, like, the southern accent was in it, too. I think. I don't know her name.
Somebody get on that.
Yeah.
But I remember Danny DeVito, but yeah. And then at the end, they're like, oh, you can see it from space. We'll disassemble it. And then they make, like, a nice walk out of it, and it's all romantic.
It always has a happy ending.
Oh, of
Didn't
course.
they, like, do a hockey thing in that, too? Ice skating competition?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Big Time Rush. No.
What?
I'm kidding. All I remember from Big Time Rush is, like, the first episode, they tried to, like, be like, we're just these boys from Minnesota. We just play hockey and rip zins. And then, like, an episode later, they're in L.A. and they're all tan. And it's
I
like,
just remember,
yeah,
do you
right.
remember how they would pop into frame in scenes? Like, they literally would be, like, below the camera, and they just...
No.
You don't remember that? Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but...
No, you're probably right. The only thing I remember from Big Time Rush is, like, that big guy that had the beard and the red glasses that would just bitch him around the whole time.
He was always screaming.
Oh, my God. It was like... Yeah. Yeah. That show feels like a little bit of a dream to me, because the only memory I have of that show is watching the commercials for it to come out, and then watching, like, the New Year's ball drop from 2010 to 2011 with Justin Bieber performing live from Times Square with his bowl cut, and then it was like New Big Time Rush.
I just was always
That's all I
confused.
remember.
I was confused on the concept. I was like, did they start as a band and got the show? Did they start the show and make a band? Or is it a show about people who have a band? Are they a band by themselves? I was like, what's the dynamic here?
Yeah.
I was always confused.
Yeah, I think that's how most of those Nickelodeon Disney shows went. And I'm going to say something. And tell me if this is controversial or not. But if you are a music artist or a singer or whatever who your career was basically birthed from a Nickelodeon or Disney show, tell me if I'm ignorant for this, but I don't really count your career as being like real.
If you started in a kid's show?
Yeah.
I mean, some would prove that wrong, though. Like, look at Ariana Grande. She started on Victorious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I knew she would
there,
come up.
And then she got Sam and Cat, and now she's like
only
known for her music.
Yeah, she's a superstar. And I will say this.
They are on. Come on.
She is the one exception to that rule because she has completely transcended whatever she was ever an actor on.
I mean, Miley Cyrus has as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But she started with her own show.
Yeah. But I feel like I guess Olivia Rodrigo was in some show.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like half the artists out now, like got touched by Dan Schneider. Like, what are we doing here?
Boy.
But
is he in jail now?
No, he's walking free.
That's right.
And it's very dark. Let me fix the camera. But it's very dark. Both the camera and the subject we're discussing. But not that they're not talented. They're 100% very talented. But it's always like, okay, you started.
I mean, they did something right to gain the following they have now.
Yeah, like, and I don't even mean it as any type of insult to their talent or career. It's just a subconscious thing where I go, okay, like 5 years ago, you were like behind a laugh track on a soundstage.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily care to see you in concert. That sounds really mean.
And so many of those like kid show stars, they always try to break out of it into music, and like very rarely does it actually stick. And like I know Miranda Cosgrove dropped a few songs and they were fine. They were
Drake Bell.
He was just at the venue here. I don't know what he did. Apparently,
what venue?
Club XL.
Interesting.
I was like, what are you doing? Are you doing stand-up? Are you just going to stand there and be like, I'm Drake Bell? Like, I guess he was singing.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I think he's huge in Latin America and Mexico.
I thought he changed his last name to something.
I don't know, but
Spanish or something.
I just remember seeing interviews and they're like just spitting Spanish at him and he just spits it right back fluent and I'm like,
well, good for him for learning it. I mean,
yeah, no. Hey, Drake and Josh took place in San Diego. He's lore accurate, Drake. Lore accurate. That's right on the border. And I talked last week about the meth melons that came across the border.
I did see those, yeah.
Yep. Very good job. Maybe Drake was in on that.
Hard to say.
Maybe he sang a little tune while they drove across.
Gotta distract him.
Yeah. But I just watched Oppenheimer with Dad for the first time this past week, and I pointed out obviously that movie has a handful of A-list actors, iconic people, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt. And then you have Drake. You have Josh from Drake and Josh. I
forgot he was in that.
You have Roderick from
Yeah,
Roderick's in it.
No.
He has a good amount of screen time, too. He has a nice shot of him vomiting after they bombed Japan. Really great shot.
Good for him.
Yeah, Roderick's in it.
Really moved on from that loaded diaper business.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like Harry Styles being in Dunkirk. It's like...
It's weird. I'm glad you brought that up, too, because that is so random, because as far as I know, the guy was not in a single movie before that, and he hasn't been in one since.
No, he was in that one...
Love You, Darling...
Whatever that one was, I don't know.
Love You, Darling...
Something
like that, yeah. Wasn't that like a thing, like... I don't remember what the premise of that film was. I didn't see it, but it was like a...
I didn't either.
I think it took place in the 50s or 60s, and it was basically like a... like screw my husband type thing. But honestly, back then, screw your husband, he probably beats you and stuff. So I think that was the whole premise. I could be wrong, but Yeah, either way, especially Harry Styles in like a war movie. Like,
Well, that's like, have you heard of the theory that like not like some people have a face for phones and other people don't? Like he does not have a face for war, so I feel like he probably stood out.
But
I didn't see it myself actually, so I shouldn't say anything.
He does have a face for looking like a British guy, though.
Does he? I don't know.
I think he looks British. And the way they saw, like, the way that they put his hair in that movie, oh yeah.
Was it all like slicked back and
yeah,
stuff?
he looked like he belonged. He looked like he should have got shot to try to kill the Nazis. Like, it all makes sense.
I guess, yeah.
So, I always think it's interesting to look at faces through history, because a lot of the times I see people today and I'm like, that guy does not look like anybody that you see in the history books, or vice versa.
That's what I mean about the like a face for a phone. Like,
yeah. And I think the Kardashians were a really big culprit in that, because at least for women, the Kardashians made everybody like look the same. Like, no matter what genetics you're born with, everybody has to have this eye makeup and look this certain way.
Yeah.
And I think that, I would say like 10 years ago, that really hit its peak, because I remember like, not that I like looked at them, but just I was aware of them, like Instagram models and all these people, they all looked in the face exactly the same. Like, and I think we're kind of coming out of that now, where like, okay, we know that we're all born looking differently, and we're gonna accept those genetic differences, because it doesn't matter what genetics you have, everyone's beautiful in their own unique way.
Yeah.
But I do think there was like a cancer cell for a good few years. And I'm not blaming the Kardashians directly, but I think they had a big hand in of like, yeah, everyone like looked this way. And that might just be the fact that they have so much influence, because they are very like, love them or hate them, they are very influential on this stuff. So.
There still is there are a lot of people who are still getting like a lot of fillers and stuff. I see people talking about, or like I watched a few episodes of the one Love Island, the UK version. Oh my gosh, some of those girls I couldn't tell them apart. Fake. They all look the same. Like they all have like their lips done, or like cheek fillers, and like the same big eyelashes and stuff. It's like everyone's free to do what they want, but I personally could not tell them apart.
Yeah. Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong too, but also not just in the face, but like you can tell they've had work done other places too. A lot of them, I feel like. I don't know, but what was I just going to say? I don't know. But yeah, I think we are kind of going back in the other direction, though. I think that things are getting... I know what I was going to say now. So, on TikTok, there is this trend... I mean, it's everywhere now. It's not just on TikTok. But you've heard of mewing?
Isn't that the thing where you clench your jaw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's basically to make your jawline better. And there's also looks maxing, which is the same thing, but you do all types of stuff to make your face more attractive, objectively, quote unquote. But every time I see a post like that, I will like it, because I think it's a joke and it's ironic.
And they're being completely serious.
I stumbled across this guy on TikTok that is so deep down the rabbit hole into like that looks maxing and mewing thing that... I mean, as far as everything he says is true, I'm using his words, not mine. He took his family's inheritance and blew it all on facial surgery. And now he has, like, the skeleton cheeks where they're, like... I mean, I'm not going to lie.
He got the fat removed in his cheeks.
Yeah. Like, I'm a straight man, but I can recognize, dang, that's a good-looking guy.
It looks good?
Oh, he is... He could be a model. He's very handsome.
Something really not great.
He's very handsome, but you look at pictures before, like a year ago, before everything, it's like a completely different person. Mm-hmm. And now he looks great, but it's all fake. And now his whole account is based on like, looks matter. I look great. Like, get the surgery. Just do it, bros. We're all gonna make it. And it's like very like dystopian, like.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Superficial kind of.
Yeah. And I don't know. Honestly, like, when I look in the mirror, half the time I don't like the way I look. I think that's same for everybody.
Yeah, everyone
Even
goes
the most
through stuff like that.
Even the most beautiful people in the world, when Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie look in the mirror, they probably go, "Oh, you look weird today." It's like, dude, you're like the hottest people on the planet. I think that's what everybody does. But I think if I got a surgery that like majorly altered my appearance, I would like spiral out of control.
I was just going to say, I feel like I'd have an
Yeah.
identity crisis. Like, I've been looking in the mirror for 26 years now and seeing the same face. If I woke up one day or like took the bandage off after surgery and looked completely different, I think it has to do something to you, like, psychologically.
It has
like,
to. I honestly think I would either spiral into depression or just, like, I don't know what I would do, but, like, if I looked in the mirror and I was just different and I knew that that was artificial, I'd be like, what did I do?
Well, it's not,
Even if I looked better, I'd be like, that's weird. Like, either in the face or in the body, like, okay, Kim Kardashian, how big does your butt need to be? When you look in the mirror, do you really like what you see? And now I'm rhyming, and I'm not trying to.
Well, okay,
like,
so, like, there's body dysmorphia, right? So when people, like, physically cannot, like, they cannot actually perceive themselves the way they look and they, like, see themselves differently.
And I think everyone has that to a
Really?
point. I think But continue.
No, I could kind of agree. I don't know. I can't perceive myself. I don't know what I look like.
Oh, me neither. I have no idea.
But it's like, I wonder, I mean, do you think there's going to be more specific diagnoses like that in the future with the way social media influences people to view themselves? And, like, they're super critical, especially with Photoshop and AI stuff now. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's only going to get worse and, like, expand upon itself to the point where, like, people, like you said, they're going to do anything within their means to, like, physically not look like themselves, like, completely change.
So, I just basically talked some crap on the Kardashians a minute ago about how they kind of threw all beauty standards under the bus for a decade for women. But the one positive I think that comes out of the Kardashians movement is that people can pretty easily tell, most times, if something is fake now.
Yeah.
They can pretty easily tell that if your ass looks like a bubble and you look at the mirror that you're posing in front of and the mirror goes like this, they know it's fake.
Yeah.
So, as much damage that the Kardashians did, I think they may have saved us a little bit from the future with AI and stuff like that.
People are looking out for that kind of stuff.
Exactly. We've been on the lookout for fake butts, fake boobs, and fake dicks for about a decade now. And that may be one of the only good things to come out of that. But they faked so much stuff. They got so many lip injections and fake stuff that I think now AI is a different question, but it might not be fully because, like, I think until the AI gets really freaking good, which is scary, and I'm going to go dump water on the computers.
Yeah.
Until it gets like that, most people can still tell the difference. You know, oh my God.
Unless you're
Kylie,
on Facebook.
yeah. Unless you're over the age of 50, then it's over. But, oh my God, Kylie Jenner's butt looks great in this one. Why does she have 7 fingers, though?
Yeah.
Interesting. You know? And when it gets good enough, we're screwed. Maybe.
I don't want to go down the AI rabbit hole.
I've talked about AI on the podcast a few times. I've talked about it 10 times as much in real life, and I had a whole AI class last semester. It's exhausting to even talk about, exhausting to think about, and I kind of hope we just freaking kill it.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen because we can make a dime off of it, and we all know how that works, but yeah. Have you used any type of AI?
Nah.
Not even ChatGPT. I mean, you were out of college after. Yeah.
I talked to my Snapchat AI once, and I didn't like it. It was weird. I was just like, hey, and it responds immediately and, like, tries to relate to me, and I'm like, you are a fake person in an app on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. I don't like it.
When the Snapchat AI first came out, me and my roommates, like, we tried to, like, unadd it, delete it, block
you
it.
can't do it.
You can't do it.
No.
So me and my roommates cussed it out for like a whole weekend. Like every night we would just send every swear word we knew to it, like
Trying to be like, we
Yeah.
can't be friends anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would just send back like, that's not very nice of you.
I
And
know
it's-
the one time... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say, I know the one time I was on Snapchat and it said that there was a story from my Snapchat AI. And I looked on it and it was just like, half the screen was like a pale orange color and half the screen was blue. And I'm like, did you get the same
Yep,
thing?
yeah.
And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Well-
I've screen recorded it because I was like, no one's going to believe me. I was freaking out.
Yeah. I remember when that happened. It was like a few weeks after it came out, I think. And the creepiest thing to me was that me and my friends tested out like sending the Snapchat AI a picture. Like I would send a picture of just a selfie and I might be wearing like a shirt. Let's say the shirt's black. And this is when it was brand new. I haven't texted the thing in over a year or whatever. But I would send it, let's say I send a picture of me in a black shirt to it. And the AI would respond back and be like, wow, you look really great in black. A nice shirt. Like scary. And
Like they were right on it, like immediately.
Yes, like
yeah.
I would send a picture of a beer can sitting in our apartment, and it would send back like, "Stay thirsty," like scary.
It knew what it was looking at. Yeah,
it's incredibly scary. It's incredibly scary.
Did you ever watch the movie Her?
Yeah,
Not a
Phoenix.
fan.
Yeah,
Not a fan. That movie scared me. Like, oh my gosh. I was like, I thought about that for weeks afterwards. It messed me up a little bit.
and it's happening right now. It's happening
I saw
right now.
I saw a thing in an article where it said that men were creating fake like AI girlfriends just to like emotionally abuse them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what?
And can you send me the link?
No.
No, I'm kidding. No, but even if it's not AI, at this point, so many people have parasocial relationships with celebrities and people that they're
Yes.
attracted to. Even OnlyFans.
Yeah.
These neckbeards that sit in their basement and they send this girl to send her pictures of her butt every month. They pay her $10 a month and send her chats. That's basically the same thing as an AI. You're never going to see that person.
Yeah.
That person is going to be fake to you and tell you whatever you want to hear. Even though it's not a robot.
Until you cross the line, and then they have to be like, okay, dude, cut off.
Yeah, $10,000 or I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You need to fix
crazy.
that.
Yeah, we are getting very dark here.
Yeah,
and
the
that's
sun's
because the sun's going down.
I mean, I can turn the overhead light on.
We're very yellow.
You want me to turn the overhead and see what it looks like?
Yeah, we're at about 48 minutes here.
Oh, boy.
Let's see.
Wait.
Oh, that is so much better.
Yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, why didn't we do that 30 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Now you can actually see everything.
Yep. But yeah, it's wild. And the OnlyFans epidemic has only gotten worse. It's not as popular in the news as it was when it first came
That's
out.
because it's more normalized.
Exactly.
Like, it's not hot and new.
Now it's just a shrug of the shoulders and you move on.
I mean, it's incredible, though. I saw this girl on TikTok a while ago who said that, like, now that she does it more normally and regularly, she makes $350,000 a month. Like, I can't even fathom that. I mean, not that I would ever consider doing that, because not for me, but
Yeah.
like, that's
Well,
an incredible amount of money to be making every month from doing something like that.
the thing about that is, and you're making a ton of money. You're making more money than half the CEOs in this country, probably. And, but the thing not to sound corny, not to sound like a Bible thumping boomer, but to do that, you give up your soul, you know?
You gotta be willing to bear it, basically. Yeah.
You give up your soul.
Literally.
I'm not slut shaming. You can't even call it that because that's not what it is.
You're not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just that's a personal decision that you got to
It's-
really consider before going ahead and doing.
If you are selling naked pictures of yourself online, you
not for
might
everyone.
never have a stable relationship again in your life. So there's
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know. It depends on what kind of stuff they're putting out there.
I mean, it all comes down to what they're comfortable with. Like, to them, that's just work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just their means of
Hard,
an
it's
income.
very
It's
hard
not
labor.
their entire personality.
It's very hard labor. But,
What's the side eye?
God, the overhead light kind of killed my vibe.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the overhead
Yeah.
light, but for the sake of the shot.
Yeah. Well, we are
For the
approaching...
folks at home watching.
We are approaching an hour, and now we're talking about sex work. It might
Not
be
for everyone. For the right people, it is.
It
yes.
might be close to time to close up shop. What do you
You
think?
want to leave it off on that?
Yeah, OnlyFans. Good night. No, I'm kidding. Anything else you want to talk about or bring up, Meg? It's your episode.
I don't know. Just thanks for having me on after asking for, like you said, 3 years.
When I say soon, that's what I mean. So yeah, thank you for coming on. Though it finally happened.
Yeah, change of scenery too.
Yeah, we had about 8 different lighting things here. We started light, then we went dark, then we got a little lighter, then we went dark, and now we went light. But we're ending on a light note here.
Yeah.
And
Literally.
I think that's... Yeah, we turned the lights on. The lights are on at the bar, and closing time, I think, is about to come on. So, Meg, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.
We will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
Write that down! Write that down!